So, Coach Phil, did you get this one, or Ty?
Nah, this is Ty. This is Ty. Ty and JVG.
What does it say about this team being able to beat team best record in the NBA?
Well, we talked about it before the game. If we do what we're capable of doing, we, kind of for the first time in a while, if not all season, we pretty much had everybody available, at our disposal tonight. And just trying to, it's tough when we have everybody healthy, we have depth. And, certain nights it's going to be different guys. It was great to see Kawhi, having that pop in his step tonight. Zoo, just being dominant the way he has been all season long. Some of the other guys that started didn't get to play as much tonight, but, that's the way it's going to go. It's going to be different guys, different nights. And, we just need each other pulling for each other and pulling in the same direction. And if we take care of the things that we need to take care of, we made adjustments. They came out just blazing hot in the first half, hitting everything. But we withstood their runs. We came back and hit them with runs of our own. And nobody was, the good thing was it was nice to see when different guys got going at different times. Nobody tried to hijack the game. They just kept feeding whoever was hot. So Bogey had his moments. Zoo had his moments, Kawhi had his moments, James had his moments, and that's the way we're going to need to play if we want to be successful and go to where we want to get to.
Coach, when it comes to Zoo, 20 and 20, talk about him being able to accept that challenge going against these two talented bigs and, doing it on his birthday.
Yeah, it's a great birthday present to himself. And, I mentioned this a few games ago. I've been able to watch Zoo's progression and his maturation. I was with him his first 3 years when he was with the Lakers. And he's just steadily gotten better and better. And I think the game has slowed down for him. His confidence is at an all-time high when we get the ball inside. Not only from the confidence, from the coach's standpoint, but from his teammates as well. Maybe in the past they may have been a little reluctant to throw the ball into him, and now when we need to settle the team down, we need a bucket. Everybody's okay with going in the Zoo, and he usually delivers for us, and he does it in an efficient manner. And we know that we can count on him for a double-double, pretty much every single night. But to do it against this caliber of team with two big guys, that they have, it can't help but boost his confidence even more.
Brian, you talked about defending that team. They only scored 17 in the fourth quarter. Obviously, I'm down 12. They needed to defend to get back into the game. What was it like to just work with, especially Dante and DLC, to get back into this game and to, close this game out defensively the way y'all did?
Well, I know you all hear, next man up all the time. And that's truly what it was, with JVG being out. BOC, works the closest with him, so he stepped into that role. This was Dante's scout, Cleveland, so he gave us very good intel, on them as well. And, we had some lineups out there that hadn't played together before. And, certain situations like that, you just kind of have to go with your gut. I didn't, Zoo was going good, Kawhi was going good. We had them both out of the game. And that lineup, I think it was DJ, Amir, Ben, Bogey. I can't remember who the fifth player was, but they really gave us a shot in the arm, offensively and defensively. They kept pushing the pace, kept the pressure on them to defend us and stop us. So I was proud of them for that. And then, we got some valuable rest, and both Kawhi and Zoo, were like, look, whatever you need me for going down the stretch, I'm gonna be there. And so, Norm was kind of the one that got the short end of the stick. But the group that we had, they had good chemistry. They were playing together, and so, I just told Norm, I said, apologize for not getting you back in the game, but next game it's going to be a different person. It'll be your night, and it won't be one of the other guys' nights. And that's that. When you have depth, you have versatility, then that's a good problem to have.
Coach, before the game, you spoke about what made this team tough was the dynamic guards of Garland and Mitchell. But tonight they struggled. It seems you guys made them see bodies consistently. What was it that you guys did schematically that made it difficult for them, whether it was transition defense or in the half court?
Well, I think, one of the things that we did was we put pressure on them to defend on the other end. Not just have a night where they just get to freelance on the offensive side. We put them in a lot of the actions and made them have to guard Kawhi and have to guard, James with movement, so that they had to expend energy on the defensive end as well. And I think that took its toll. And then, we gave them a lot of different looks, from KD to Derrick Jones, to Amir Coffey, just different guys, giving them different looks, and also Kawhi, throw him into that mix as well. And so I thought we played physical. I thought at times we fouled too much, but overall I thought we balanced our physicality with just good position defense and making them work on the defensive end as well, keeping the pressure on them.
Last one. Bogey had a big game tonight for you guys. What has he given you since his arrival here in terms of his ability to be a release valve for Kawhi and James, and how they've been able to play off of him and he's been able to kind of still get to the spots that he wants to get to?
Yeah, I mean, when everything is working, it's a beautiful thing to see. He has the ultimate confidence in himself, and I think you can see that when he's out there on the floor, the way he struts around on the floor. But he spaces the floor up for us. Obviously they have to guard him out to past the 3-point line. Once they decide to do that, then it just opens it up even more for James and Kawhi and even Zoo. And so everybody being willing to play off of one another, everybody being willing to make the pass and play unselfishly is only going to help us, down the line. And it makes it hard for teams to scout us because, what do you really want to take away? When you take something, you take away Kawhi, you take away Zoo, then it leaves Bogey, when he's in the game. It'll be the same thing with Norm. He's our attack guy, getting downhill, playing with pace, so that's another option that we'll have as well. You got Nico setting screens, slipping out, just finding the open gaps and doing all the little things. And so, Bogey gave us, him coming to our team really gave us a shot in the arm. And, helped us out in all of those areas, like I said, spacing, being able to handle the ball and take some of the pressure off of James to handle. And then when we want to seek out mismatches, like I said, they have to account for him out to the 3-point line, and that leaves the paint and everything open to Zoo.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know if statement wins are really a thing you guys need at this point, but did that feel like the kind of statement win for you guys, beating the best team in the NBA record-wise?
Like I said before, we need these wins coming down the stretch right now, and it's giving you a playoff atmosphere, especially with the crowd being engaged the whole time. Thanks to the fans showing up tonight.
What's working with that lineup when you come in second quarters, fourth quarters with Bogey, with Ben, with Nico, both sides of the floor?
Just pushing the pace, running the floor. Trusting one another. Tonight we got stops early, and that got us out in transition. And like I said, trusting each other on offense, letting Bogey handle, me handle, and trying to set up everybody else.
What was it like working with T-Lou, Jeff not being able to be here? What was it like working with the rest of the coaching staff to get this win tonight?
It was great. They all stepped up tonight. Even the guys behind the bench, Jeremy did a good job of keeping me focused and locked in tonight. And, appreciate him being there. He's a guy that always talks to T-Lou and is always locked in every day.
After the game, Bishaw said that he thinks Bogey's really given you guys a shot in the arm since his arrival. Kind of what have you seen out of Bogey since he's been here?
Competitive nature, wanting to win games, tough guy. Trying to pick it up on the defensive end as well, and he's making shots too.
Well, you're historically one of the more efficient guys, the way you play. I think you're at game 26, 27 right now. Like, does it feel like you're getting back to where you want to be? Is there still room for you, or how are you kind of evaluating yourself at this point?
It's about winning, man. You know, I'm not trying to get back to a certain point. It's about what's in front of me. I always said that. So it's not nothing to do with the past. It's just about being better and being better in my role this year and what's in front of me.
Zoo talked about his growth really since he got to the Clippers, and now when he first got here, didn't know a whole lot, really anything close to what he knows now. And then B-Shaw was saying post-game that guys may have been hesitant to throw him the ball early in his career, but now you guys are trusting him down the stretch. How have you seen him evolve since, I mean, you've been with him for pretty much most of his time since he's been here?
You know, as years go, you get better. You definitely wasn't ready to get the ball the earlier years when I was here. Like I said, he progressed. He wasn't scoring on smalls as easy, getting the ball swiped out of his hands. Now he's, you know, being more aggressive. When it's two on him, he's dunking the ball. He's also being patient in his post-ups. And, you know, as you get more touches, you start to get more patient. You don't feel like, oh, let me score the ball. So, you know, the selfishness is, you know, he never was, but you know what I mean? Every player feels that way when they get it. And then now it's starting to kind of go away. And, you know, he knows I'm going to get the ball back, so let me pass and score this. But it's just more efficient, too, with his hook shots and everything.
He seems to be a reliable scorer now, not just a one-off here. Most games he seems to be doing pretty well offensively. How much does that add to have just another guy who can put it in?
Just what I just said, you know, it's pretty much the same question. He's being great and efficient, and if we see him, you know, in his spot and he's being physical, we're going to give him the ball, and we trust him down there every night.
Going forward, like you said, where do you see, what areas do you see that you could still improve upon?
I mean, us with us, just, you know, our transition defense is always going to be better.
How about yourself?
And just executing.
Personally.
I don't know. I'm playing the game. I don't care. Whatever I need to do to win that night, that's what I'm going to do. It's not for me to just come out here and try to prove a point to get to the best, you know, possible me. Like I said before, guys played half of the season, and they deserve what they're doing, and I'm here to try to help.
What does it say about
Last
the
question.
What does it say about just the level of commitment? You know, Norm had a strong first half. You guys didn't play in that fourth quarter, given that unit was playing well. Just the level of sacrifice and buy-in from everyone overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of medical and coaching. I'm just not trying to put him in harm's way, just knowing that was his, you know, second game back from the hamstring. And like you said, we were rolling a little bit in that fourth, so, you know, it's kind of like why chance it in a sense. But he's definitely going to play down the stretch. He's one of the better players in the fourth quarter.
I got one more if you don't mind. You mentioned the crowd tonight and how engaged they were. It seemed like this was the loudest it's been this season. How different does it feel from Staples when you have these late games like this?
Me personally I don't feel a big difference, but just from the beginning of the season and now, like I said before, like fans are being great and are coming in, and the seats are being filled, and it was great tonight and into it.
Thank you.
Statement wins are something you guys need at this point of the season, but does that feel like as much of a statement win can kind of get for you guys?
No, I don't know. We're not trying to get statement wins. We're just trying to get wins and win as many as we can. We think we can play against anyone, and when we're at our best, and I think we showed it tonight. That's the best team in the league right there. You know, best record in the league, and we had a great second half. Came back, played some good defense in the second half, and we showed we can play against everyone.
You've been on this team, you've become more of an offensive threat the last year or so. How much do you enjoy scoring?
A lot. I think we all, we all started playing basketball because of offense. Everyone want to be a scorer. Everyone want to score. But once you get to the league, there's so much you can do. There's you got to find your role. And in the beginning, my role was different, but last year or so, they needed me more to score, and they went to me in the post, and I was ready. I always worked on my post game, and when my name
There's not 7 or 8 for you guys. 7 wins out of the last 8. Like, do you see the actual chemistry just building on the court? Everyone finding their rhythm, getting to where they kind of want to be. Can you see that building together?
Yeah, I mean, we built it throughout the season. It's nothing new. We're coming out of All-Star break, we had guys out. People were reacting like we were losing games, like we was not healthy. And we knew once we were fully healthy, we have a good team, and we're showing that.
B. Shaw said after the game that Bogey's really given you guys a shot in the arm since he's been here because of his ability to help play make and all these other things.
Yeah.
What have you seen that he's giving you guys offensively?
Whatever he's been doing his whole career. People in the NBA don't really watch basketball, so they think he's a shooter. Only that man's been playing, doing everything on the offensive end throughout his whole career for the national team in Europe. And now people can see he's more than a shooter. He's a great pick and roll player. He's very smart. His IQ off the charts, and he works really hard. So he's a really good addition to our team.
They came in with the best record, top team in the league. You beat them. I mean, how good are they?
I mean, their record says everything. It's not easy winning, being 16 and something, whatever. That's really hard. That's really hard to be that good consistently throughout the NBA season, and that's a really good team over there. So, we need every win we can get. We're desperate, and we found a way to get that one.
You haven't played them before. What was it like to adjust to a team with 2 rim protectors, J.A. and Evan, and still put 28 and 20 on?
I mean, they don't really play much together. They start together, but they stagger them. So it's really first 6 minutes of the first and third, and maybe at the end of the game. But it's pretty much one of them is on the floor at all times. They're both really good defenders and really good players. So have to be really locked in and bring it to do this against them.
So some of your biggest games this season have come against really elite bigs like AD, Wemby, Jaren, and of course tonight against Mobley. What do you think that says about the level that you've gotten to this season?
I think I can, this league, I can feel like I can go head to head with, with the best of them, and I'm glad the team is giving me opportunity and chance to prove that on a nightly basis. Feels good, man. I'm a competitor, and when I see those guys, all-stars, defensive players of the year, guys who've been doing it for a long time, it's a challenge for me. So I try to bring my best game.
So this isn't to say that you weren't comfortable before, but has Bogey's addition added something to you as far as the comfortability standpoint of having him here?
I think so. Speaking the same language, it really helps, especially on the floor, and just kind of he gives me a lot of confidence. I try to give return the favor to him and push him to be aggressive, and he's doing the same to me. And we got a little chemistry in pick and roll. We were playing off of each other, reading the game, and it's really easy. So I would say him coming here, it did something for me.
What's it like sharing a birthday with someone like Chris?
It's great. We've been talking about it for weeks. We found out like a month ago that we had the same birthday. And ever since then, we circled this game. We're like, we got to get that one.
See,
It's our birthday. We got to get that one.
So what are you going to do to celebrate?
We got to win. That's the best
That's
way
it?
to celebrate it. Yeah, we're professionals over here.
When you look at who you were when you first came to this team, and you're the longest tenured guy on this team now, and especially when you see like they're going to you in the fourth quarter when you were getting a lot of the clutch baskets when the team really needed points. How have you seen yourself evolve from when you first came onto this team to now, just mentally or your game or just overall?
It's different. I was like 21, just turning 22 when I got here, and I didn't know much about basketball. I didn't know half of the stuff I know now, and just playing with some guys who really pushed me a lot, who I learned from a lot, really helped me and made me into the player I am today. So I'm really thankful for all the guys I shared the locker room with, all the great coaches, all the great players, and I'm enjoying playing basketball right now.
Are there guys who stand out in particular when you think of your Clippers tenure that have really helped you get to the point that you're at now?
Ted Bev, Lou Will. Those my two guys. You know, Lou was on the Lakers with me. I learned a lot from him there. Then with the Clippers, and then Pat Bev. He tested me a lot when I got here. He pushed me a lot, but I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I learned so much from him, not just in basketball, off the court too. Those are my guys. I would say those two are the ones that I learned the most from.
Did you get to see Terrence just tweet after the game? He said Pat Bev tried to tell y'all about Zoo.
Nah,
Terrence
not
is
yet.
hyping you up on
Yeah,
that.
he's just popping off.
Yeah.
That's one of
He
the
said,
guys. That's one of my
MF
guys.
Zoo, mother effing Zoo, he said.
That's T-Man. That's my brother. So I always got love for T-Man.
Appreciate it,
Thank
Zoo.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoo. Okay, I don't know if you statement wins aren't meaningful nowadays, but like at this point of the season. But does this feel like a statement win for you guys, given how you guys have been kind of trending up, facing the best team in the league?
I mean, we talked about it. We had 14 games before this game. Now we have 13 games left, and we're just trying to get better every single game. Offensively, defensively, communication on the floor, and not waste our time on the floor while we're on the floor, and with different type of lineups and different roles. And I'm just happy that everybody contributed in their roles tonight.
Your teammates and coaches talk a lot about your competitiveness. Being as competitive as you are, how exciting is it to be on a team like this that has the aspirations and the goals that they have?
I'm gonna keep saying I'm just watching how James and Kawhi are working. They are leaders of the locker room, and we're just following, honestly. And we just work behind them. We're putting work behind them, and we are there to do whatever we need to win a game. It's hard to get to these levels, of competing on high-level basketball, high IQ play, and you don't want to mess it up. You just want to keep building and keep working towards that momentum.
It felt like you were really feeding off the crowds tonight. How special did this home crowd feel tonight?
It was great tonight. It was really good. A really good atmosphere. I love to play here. Honestly, it feels like home. It feels like we have a home crowd.
Bogey, you were named today to the top 25 FIBA players for your time with Fenerbahce. Can you just talk about what that honor kind of just means to you?
It's great. It's really great, but I feel like I'm still playing, so it's
It's a
kind of
little
weird while you're playing. But I'll ask James how he handled his 75. So he'll help me to handle my 25.
Bisha also said after the game that he feels that you have given this team a shot in the arm since you've been here, because not just because of your shooting, but because of your playmaking and your ability to take the pressure off of James and Kawhi. Have you felt that you've kind of provided a spark to this team since you've been here?
They trusted me, and they not only when it's going well. When I was shooting 1 from 12, they keep trusting me, and they see probably how much I'm putting in work, and as I said, it's team stuff, and we are just trying to figure it out, how to be better. I think there's way more improvement in our team left, and a lot more room, especially in those like turnovers and situation defensively. That our communication could be better, but I'm just focused on the work, and let's keep winning, right?
When you were struggling early on, did you challenge yourself? Did you tell yourself?
No, I knew I just didn't know where the shots are coming from. Different plays, different play style. I was playing a certain way in Atlanta for years now. It's a little bit different, playing with different guys. Different tendencies. So it takes time for everybody. Even though I came in great shape and I was in good shape, but still playing with new team, new stuff, new role, it's a little bit different. And no matter how good you are, it takes time.
I was asking Zoo about just his level of comfortability. He looks more comfortable having you around with the language, speaking the same language and everything. One, do you see him maybe being a bit more comfortable? And two, do you feel more comfortable having someone you can speak the same language? Is it different?
Of course, and that translates off the court too. If you have a fun time, just being here, it helps you compete better. If you're happy at the place you are, with the people around you, it's never about location. It's about like people and who is there, you know. And his support was tremendous to me. And since day one, we went on a coffee the first day I got traded, and we just started building a relationship. We didn't know each other, but we became friends here, so it's pretty cool.
You saying that you guys speak? You said you guys speak the same, you speak Serbian on the court together. Is there like pick and roll? Like, are you able to communicate?
Serbian and Croatian, both.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whatever we need.
But do you, like in pick and roll situations, certain things, are you communicating in that language just to?
Yeah. We are working.
DeAndre Hunter was talking about how he doesn't necessarily like having to play against you, but he's.
I don't like to play against him either. He was also on the pace that I missed a shot tonight, so.
But he's very happy for you. What is your guys' relationship like, and how is it playing against him today?
We was working in Atlanta. I can tell you that. Great guy, obviously. You know, spent many years with him. I'm happy for him for his role, and he had a shot there for sure. And he's gonna be huge for them towards the end of the season. I wish him all the best, of course, and as long as he stays healthy, it's gonna be nice.
So some of your best plays come in these fourth quarters. Like, when did you realize that you had that intangible to play your best ball, like when it matters most in these fourth quarters late in games?
I feel like it comes with the experience. You know, who knows me? I played big games since I was 18, and you know, in Partizan where I started, later in Fenerbahce, if you don't win a game, you can't go out in the city. You know, and you cannot have a normal dinner. You can't have fun. So I think it's comes from there, that type of pressure. So I'm not, you know, how you say? I don't even know. I don't feel it that way anymore. You know, it comes with the experience, of course, and I'm just trying to read a game and see where my guys are at and who I'm playing with, and just read the game. I don't know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is such a real answer.